Hi everyone, this is Teresa at Owl's Nest Quilters. Today we're going to continue our conversation about stabilizers. Today I want to talk to you about two of my favorites, water soluble and heat away toppings. Toppings are important because as embroiderers we may want to sew on something that has a nap or a pile. A couple of good examples here are terry cloth and cuddle or minky. Both of these fabrics have a thickness to them. If you're stitching on or embroidering on this type of fabric, the problem comes when the stitch is formed on top of the fabric. It can wiggle its way down between the fibers and you can't see the stitching. So the idea with this stuff is to give the fabric a nice glassy surface. So it would lay across the top of the fabric like this. And this gives a support barrier for the stitches to lay on top of. That way when you put the stitches into the project, they have a surface to lay on, and then after that's taken away, they're then laying on top of these fibers as opposed to going down in between them. So because we have lots of different kinds of fabrics with naps or piles, we have a choice here. I've got an example of the water-soluble topping. This is a topping that goes away when it gets wet. So the stuff you use this on, the fabrics or projects you use this on, need to be able to get wet. So if they can get wet, this tears away very easily, and then the rest of it that's left, you can just take a spray bottle or run it under a faucet, and this will just dissolve. This one is for types of fabrics that cannot get wet. Velveteens, moires, whatever types of fabric you want to stitch on that you can't get wet. So in order to remove the heat away topping, it's a simple matter of just taking the edge of the iron and running it across, and it just dissolves away. If it does stick to your iron, it's no panic. It peels once your iron cools. It just peels right off. So that will come away from any open area that's in your design on your project. So then the wash away stabilizer is pretty much the same as the wash away stabilizer. The topping does the same thing. You just get it wet, and as you get it wet, it just dissolves away. Now both of these stabilizers, when you get done with your project, you want to tear the majority of it away. It tears very simply. This is not a stabilizer, it's a topping. So it's not meant to be used where you would use any of the others. It cannot be stitched on by itself. It's too fragile. Both of these are too fragile for that. If you cannot get it wet, then you can use the iron away topping. And as always, if you have questions about your project or what you need for it, please don't hesitate to stop and see us here at Owl's Nest Quilters, and we'll be happy to help you with your choices.
Owl's Nest Quilters, because you love to create. Yeah.